Yeah, we back. Now, oh man, let's get into it. So last night I dropped a video entitled African Leaders with European Wives. And in that video, I spoke about a variety of topics, the Arab conquest of North Africa, as well as the European colonies in the Americas. And I had a couple people come into the comment section because I guess they didn't appreciate what I had to say, right? Now, I don't think I said anything that would be deemed as offensive. I was just doing the video based on historical facts. And I guess because I was talking about the Arab slave trade in East Africa, there were a few people in the comment section in the audience that didn't really appreciate that. So today we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to be addressing some of the comments that I seen in my video. Now, take a look up on the screen. This person said, please make a video about Gilbert Bijo and his people who control everything instead of being a coward and talking about the Arabs only. Now, this is crazy. This man called me a coward and said that I was afraid to talk about. Come on, man. Take a look up on the screen. The same thing he's asking me to talk about, I was making videos about it back in 2022. And the individual that he mentioned, take a look up on the screen. Bijo is from a Sephardic Jewish family from Aleppo in the Ottoman Empire in Syria, whose family emigrated to Haiti in 1896. The family has also been involved in other commercial activities all throughout the country. Now, I've mentioned this man's name several times on several videos. In fact, I dropped a video like 3 weeks ago where I mentioned his name also. I've made multiple videos asking why the U.S. State Department doesn't take any action against the individual in question. Take a look up on the screen. In December 2022, oh wow, that's back when I dropped that video, Canada imposed strict sanctions on Gilbert Bijo, frequently referred to as Haiti's only billionaire and the deeply impoverished country's richest man. He, along with two other super wealthy Haitian citizens, were accused by Canada of using his outsized influence and power in the country to protect and enable the illegal activities of the armed criminal gangs that have been tearing Port-au-Prince apart for years. Since then, Bijo has remained at liberty and unpunished. Meanwhile, Haiti has slid ever further into catastrophe. Professor Shaw notes that Bijo is also active in the neighboring Dominican Republic, working closely with President Luis Abinader. For example, Pablo Daniel Portes Goris, CEO of Bijo's GB Energy Company, is Abinader's financial advisor, while Kira Camaño and Joan Fernandez Osorio are Bijo executives working for the Dominican president. Individuals like Bijo have historically been untouchable on both sides of the border. Dominican Republican elites have historically teamed up with corrupt Haitian leaders against 99% of the island's population. The Bijos and a handful of other multimillionaire families, along with their hired politicians, are a state within a state. Much of what occurs in Haitian politics, from political coups, targeted assassinations, can be traced back to the power struggle that occurs between them. Now, I've mentioned this dynamic so many times in so many videos. Come on, man. Are we really going to say I'm the one who's afraid to touch a topic? There is no demographic or subject of debate that I'm afraid to attack. Now, take a look up on the screen. I responded to the individual who accused me of being a coward, afraid to speak about Gilbert Bijo. And I responded to him and I said this: I've spoken on Bijo multiple times, but why wouldn't I speak on the Arabs? I don't owe loyalty to the Arabs. Those aren't my brothers. Fuck them, right? That's what I said. Now, I understand the topic of conversation in today's time is the instability in the Middle East and, Israel and Palestine and Lebanon and, all them folks going crazy over there in that part of the world. And if you notice, I haven't really been talking about it on my channel, right? When it first popped off, I made some videos talking about it. For those of y'all that were there at the time, you understand how I feel about it. But I kind of just haven't really been talking about it like that. It is what it is, right? But today, due to the fact that I got that comment calling me a coward, which is crazy because he said, okay, you a coward because you don't want to talk about the Israelis. You don't want to talk about the Jews, right? But if you want to ask my opinion, it's actually far more courageous to talk about the historical relationship between blacks and Arabs, because that's a topic that most people are afraid to touch, right? It's easy to jump on the bandwagon and talk about Israel. Man, everybody doing that. Everybody talking shit about Israel, nigga. That ain't shit. But to address the complex history between blacks and Arabs and our historical interactions, that's something that most people don't want to touch, right? Most people don't want to talk about it because they feel the need to stand in solidarity with the Arabs because, right now, y'all getting obliterated by the Western powers. So it's no secret that the Arabs have been beaten into submission, whether it's through military destruction or economic control. A lot of y'all have been turned into vassal states for Western interests, right? And you got places like Palestine being bombarded, while you got Saudi Arabia serving as pawns for the Western powers. So now that you're in the underdog position, now you want to stand in solidarity with the black man, right? But where was the solidarity back in the day? I believe this person left the comment because I was talking about the Arab conquest of North Africa, right? I wasn't making stuff up. That's historical facts, right? Now, where was that solidarity with the black man back in those days, right? The days of the military invasions, right? Enslaving black populations, destroying black civilizations, right? It wasn't no brotherhood back then, right? It wasn't no unity back then, right? But now, now in the modern day, now because you're on the losing end, now you want to embrace solidarity, right? Right. But when you were winning, so to speak, right, it wasn't no brotherhood in your eyes. It wasn't no brotherhood back in those days. Right. So it's funny to me. Right. Another reason people don't want to talk about this topic is because of the religious sentiment there. Some of y'all might be, Muslim. So you feel some solidarity with the Arab man, which is fine. Like I said, when it comes to the topic of religion, I'm very tolerant. Right. Respect me. I respect you. You my brother. I love you. It is what it is, bro. I don't care what God you worship. I don't care what you get into. You my brother. I'm rocking with you. I'm riding with you. But as a student of history and an observer of geopolitics, I understand who is hostile towards me. I understand that Arab societies are rotten to the core with anti-black sentiments. I don't delude myself to think otherwise. Even as they're getting bombarded with military fire, they still manage to bring out the anti-blackness, the negative sentiment, the hostile sentiments towards the black man and the black woman. Bro, I'm telling you, this thing is like embedded into their DNA, right? I'm sure some of y'all been watching what's going on with the conflict between Israel and Lebanon, right? Now, I don't want to sound sociopathic, but I don't know. I don't feel emotion as it relates to what's going on in that part of the world, right? Now, if I hear that, the jihadists just killed like 70 people down in Mali, I'm going to be hurting, damn, our folks died. But what's going on in the Middle East, man, it just doesn't move me. Maybe my heart might be cold. My heart might be, hard to the touch, but I just don't feel nothing. I just don't feel nothing at all, man. Take a look up on the screen. Thousands of African nationals are currently stuck in Lebanon. As the conflict intensifies, many are also facing discrimination, exposing them to further danger. In Lebanon, everyone appears to be scrambling for safety as best they can. However, among those left behind are migrant domestic workers, especially those from Africa. Migrant workers of African origin say they have found it difficult to access emergency shelters after their Lebanese employers abandoned them in the middle of a worsening conflict zone. To make matters worse, many migrant workers cannot evacuate without their travel documents, which are often in the custody of their employers. Our bosses hold on to our passports and travel documents. They are running away with our documents, said Kialo, describing any attempt to get back home as mission impossible. Now, this man called me a coward, right? He said, man, you a coward. Talk about the Jews. First of all, bro, like I said, that's the wave right now. That's trendy right now. It's easy to talk shit about the Jews, bro. It's easy to say down with Israel, man. That's the trend right now, man. You following the crowd, you following the wave, man. But if you're going to go against the grain, what I do is going against the grain, because nobody ever wants to talk about the historical relationship between blacks and Arabs. Nobody wants to really talk about it in an authentic way. Nobody wants to talk about how deeply ingrained, how deeply embedded the anti-black sentiment is within these Arab societies, within these Arab cultures. But this scenario alone, it perfectly encapsulates it, right? These camel riders are getting bombarded with high-powered technology, but the anti-blackness is so powerful, the spirit of contempt is so powerful that they still have to do harm against us, even in their time of weakness, right? Even in their time of weakness. This dude said, I'm a coward. You know how much of a coward you gotta be to leave a woman defenseless and homeless on the streets during an active war zone while you hop on a plane, hop on a jet, and run for cover in a foreign country. Bombs are falling. Buildings are being blown up, right? Walkie-talkies are exploding inside your back pocket, and you still manage to bring out the anti-blackness while you getting bombarded and getting obliterated. God damn. and I have to stand in solidarity with you and attack the Jews, right? I have to attack the Jews on your behalf, right? The Jews spanking your ass, beating the fuck out you, knocking your teeth out, and I have to go attack the Jews side by side with you while you leave my woman on the streets to die. So if I gotta be the one person to go against the grain, I'll be the one person to go against the grain, man. You know, if I gotta be the one person to speak in defense of our women who's going through what they're going through down there, I'll be that one person, man. You know, I'm not gonna booty clap for the Arabs, bro. I'm not gonna booty clap for the Arabs. Hell nah. And he wants to talk about, speak about Gilbert Bijo, speak about what they doing down in Haiti. Hey man, some of these so-called oligarch families, where do you think they come from? From Lebanon, right? From Lebanon, from Syria, from Palestine. Some of these same places getting bombarded by the Western powers. So when I see y'all getting bombarded by the Western powers, I just roll up in smoke, man. You know, I just roll up in smoke. Because back in my country, the Arab man and the so-called Jewish man, y'all work together against the black man. So, you know, when y'all duking it out, when y'all fighting it out, that shit don't got nothing to do with me, bro. I already know there's no solidarity there, right? If you're going to leave my woman on the streets to die, then we already know what time it is with you. We already know what time it is with you, man. We know how the Lebanese get down. You know, when I seen that Israel was putting their foot up the ass of the Lebanese, I was like, shit, it is what it is, man. You know, when I seen them blow up the walkie-talkies in your back pocket, you know, blow your balls off, I was like, shit. Man, the black man needs some of that technology for our adversaries. You feel me? We need some of that technology, boy. How they hack the walkie-talkies, man? Man, listen, we need to get some of that technology, boy. That's how I was feeling, right? That's how I was feeling, right? I wasn't feeling bad for you and your women and your children. I wasn't feeling bad because I know when we get fucked up, y'all don't be feeling bad. Y'all don't be feeling nothing. So, you know, I believe in reciprocity. The spirit of reciprocity is a beautiful thing, man. Even last year, right? When Hamas attacked Israel, you would think, right, the black man don't got nothing to do with that. Don't attack me, bro. I'm just minding my business. You know, you got a problem with the Israeli. Leave me alone, right? Nah, hell nah. I covered this story too, right? Take a look up on the screen. A Tanzanian family's desperate search for a missing student in Israel, right? Rest in peace to this brother, Joshua. You know, he went to Israel to study. He was only in Israel for less than a month before, you know, them boys attacked. Unfortunately, take a look up on the screen. Tanzanian national taken hostage by Hamas confirmed dead. Now, the anti-blackness was so crazy, bro. The anti-blackness was so crazy. They marched into Israeli territory, right? And they seen an innocent black man minding his business, and they couldn't even help themselves, bro. We got to grab this nigga. Like, listen, man. Listen, bro. Let me make something clear. Nobody should be lecturing the black man, wagging their finger at the black man. The black man has not shown the same level of hostility towards the Arabs that the Arabs have shown towards us. That's a fact. So instead of coming to the black man's channel, you know, calling the black man a coward and things like that, go lecture your fellow Arab brothers on why they are cowards, why they are so cowardly, why they lack honor, right? Why they lack integrity, why they would confiscate a woman's passport and leave her on the side of the road while you hop on a jet and go to Syria or go to Turkey or go to London or go to New York or wherever the fuck you going. It's one thing to run for your life, right? It's one thing to run for your life, but to take away somebody's ability to even escape, right? So you left them behind to die. That's what it is. And as black men, this scenario just reinforces what I've always felt and believed. We have to be the ones that provide opportunity and safety nets for our women, right? So they don't got to go to these dirty countries to go earn a few dollars to send back home to their family. Who knows what they're doing to those women behind closed doors, bro? These cultures are primitive and barbaric, especially once you combine it with the anti-blackness. It's a cocktail for disaster, man. No black woman needs to be in that type of environment surrounded by these people, man. That's just not a good environment for any woman to be in, especially a black woman. But anyways, man, I don't want this video to be too long. It is what it is. You know, somebody got to speak on behalf of our people. Somebody got to speak on behalf of our people that suffer injustices inside these nations, inside these cultures. Somebody got to speak up on behalf of our people who have suffered historically throughout the centuries. Somebody got to speak up on behalf of our people, man. You know, if I got to be the lone voice in the wilderness that speaks up on behalf of our people, our beautiful women down there that's suffering, our ancestors that had to deal with these barbaric savages when they came into our territories and into our lands and into our continent. If I got to be the lone black man speaking in the wilderness, then I'll do that. I'll do that, man. I'll do it. You know, I'll do it. And like I said, don't come into my comment section trying to lecture me. Go lecture the Arab on why he has anti-black sentiments. Don't come lecture the black man on the black man's reaction towards the anti-black sentiments. Go to the source. go towards the Arab man and lecture him, call him a coward, call him dishonorable, call him a bitch, right? Call him a pussy. Don't come disrespect me. The black man minding his business. Anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkare Dessalines. Cash App in the description. Support the channel, support the album. Peace.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word in this bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city they loving me. Standing alone I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting and still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress I been gated away. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drop a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word in this bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news.